Have you ever felt like you've lived this life before? Maybe you walked into a place you've never visited but knew your way around. Or perhaps you have a strange fear or talent that seems to come from nowhere. What if these experiences weren't just coincidences? What if they were signs of something much deeper, memories of a past life? Today, we dive into the fascinating world where science and spirituality intersect. Could these strange experiences be echoes of lives we've lived before, or are they just tricks of the mind that science can explain? In this video, we'll explore déjà vu, inexplicable talents, fears with no origin, and even xenoglossy, the mysterious ability to speak a language you never learned. But we won't stop there. We'll compare how science and spirituality each explain these phenomena, and why this debate might unlock new perspectives on your life. Stick around until the end, because you might discover insights that could change the way you see yourself and your purpose in the world. To understand these experiences better, let's start by exploring how ancient cultures viewed the concept of past lives. The idea of living more than one life isn't new. Throughout history, many cultures embraced reincarnation as a way to understand the soul's journey. In ancient India, the concept of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, has shaped Hinduism and Buddhism for centuries. Souls, according to these traditions, are on a continuous journey of learning and growth until they reach enlightenment. Meanwhile, the ancient Egyptians believed that the soul would travel through the afterlife and, if necessary, return to complete unfinished tasks. In Greece, philosophers like Plato suggested that the soul transcends individual lifetimes, carrying knowledge and experiences forward. Even indigenous cultures, such as those in North and South America, have stories about ancestors returning in new bodies to guide their people. These beliefs provided comfort, explaining unresolved traumas and the purpose of life's hardships. They also helped individuals understand why certain people or experiences felt familiar, as if they belonged to a larger, unseen narrative. But can these ancient ideas still hold value in a modern, scientific world? As science advances, it seeks to offer explanations for the unexplainable. Let's take a closer look at how science interprets some of these puzzling phenomena, starting with déjà vu, a feeling that can seem almost supernatural. We've all experienced it. A strange sense of familiarity with a place, conversation, or moment, even though we know we've never encountered it before. This sensation, known as déjà vu, feels almost supernatural. But what does science have to say about it? Scientists have proposed that déjà vu occurs when there's a slight misfire in the brain. When your brain processes an experience, the information sometimes reaches long-term memory before being fully processed by short-term memory, making it feel like you've already lived that moment. Neurologists also connect déjà vu with brain regions responsible for memory and recognition, suggesting it's more about how our brains function than about memories from another life. But what about those moments that seem too vivid to dismiss as mental glitches? People sometimes report feeling emotions, joy, fear, even love attached to these experiences. This raises the question, could these feelings be memories stored in the subconscious, fragments of past life experiences resurfacing without explanation? Psychology offers insights here. The subconscious mind holds vast amounts of information that we aren't consciously aware of, including memories from childhood or dreams. These hidden memories can emerge unexpectedly, creating sensations similar to déjà vu. However, not all instances fit neatly into psychological or neurological theories. Some people report déjà vu moments so specific and detailed that they challenge logical explanations. This is where science meets mystery, inviting us to look beyond traditional theories. But déjà vu is just the beginning. There are even stranger phenomena that raise questions science struggles to answer, like xenoglossy, the ability to speak or understand a language with no prior learning. Could such an extraordinary skill really be carried over from another lifetime? Let's explore this next. Imagine waking up one day and suddenly speaking a language you've never studied. Sounds like a plot from a sci-fi movie, right? Yet this phenomenon, known as xenoglossy, has been documented in several curious cases. People have claimed to fluently speak, write, or understand languages they were never exposed to in their current lifetime. One famous case involved a woman in the 20th century who, during a hypnosis session, began speaking ancient Egyptian with incredible accuracy. Another case featured a young boy from India who spontaneously spoke Tibetan, a language unfamiliar to his family or community. For believers in reincarnation, these moments are seen as evidence that skills and knowledge can transcend lifetimes. Skeptics, however, argue that xenoglossy lacks solid scientific proof. They propose alternative explanations, like exposure to the language in early childhood, or the brain's ability to mimic sounds without fully understanding them. While fascinating, many scientists view these cases with caution, noting that controlled studies are rare, and many reports are based on anecdotal evidence. But even with skepticism, the mystery persists. How do we explain those few cases where a person demonstrates complex language skills, seemingly out of nowhere? Could it be that their soul remembers these abilities from a previous existence? Xenoglossy serves as a perfect example of the tension between science and spirituality. While science demands measurable evidence, spirituality offers another perspective, one that embraces the possibility of knowledge carried over from past lives. But there's more to uncover. Beyond extraordinary abilities, could the fears we carry in this life also have roots in a previous one? Let's explore how unexplained phobias might be linked to past traumas. Have you ever felt an intense fear of something, even though you've never had a bad experience with it? Perhaps you panic at the thought of flying, even though you've never been on a turbulent flight. Or maybe you fear water, even though you've never had a near-drowning experience. These kinds of unexplained phobias can be unsettling, and for some, they feel like remnants of a trauma from a lifelong past. From a spiritual perspective, these fears may stem from unresolved events in previous lifetimes. For example, someone who drowned in a past life might experience an irrational fear of water in this one. According to believers in reincarnation, our conscious mind may not remember these events, but the soul carries the imprint, and it manifests as fear or anxiety. Psychology offers another possible explanation. Some psychologists suggest that trauma can be inherited across generations, a concept known as epigenetic inheritance. This theory proposes that the effects of traumatic events can alter the way genes are expressed, passing on heightened fear responses to future generations. However, this theory doesn't account for all cases, especially when the fears seem disconnected from family history. For many people, recognizing these fears as possible echoes of past lives is the first step toward healing. Spiritual practices like past life regression aim to uncover these hidden memories, allowing individuals to confront and release these anxieties. Even if the origin of the fear remains unclear, addressing it from a spiritual perspective can offer profound relief and personal growth. But these fears aren't the only mysterious phenomena tied to past lives. Just as trauma can leave a mark on the soul, some people feel inexplicably drawn to specific cultures or time periods, almost as if they've lived there before. Let's explore how these connections can reveal more about our soul's journey. Have you ever felt an inexplicable connection to a culture, time period, or place that seems completely unrelated to your current life? Perhaps you feel an emotional pull toward ancient Egypt or an unusual fascination with Victorian England. For some, these strong attractions are more than just passing interests. They feel like home. In the context of spirituality, these connections may reflect the soul's past experiences. According to the theory of reincarnation, the soul retains emotional bonds to certain lifetimes, which manifest as feelings of familiarity with particular cultures, traditions, or historical periods. You might naturally gravitate toward the food, art, or customs of a specific culture, as if rekindling memories from a previous existence. Some people even report vivid dreams or daydreams about past eras. These dreams often feel more like memories than imagination, filled with details about places or lifestyles they have no rational way of knowing. Others describe feeling a deep emotional resonance with traditions far removed from their upbringing, suggesting that their soul recognizes and seeks out elements from a former life. Psychologically, these connections can be seen as projections of unmet desires or curiosities from childhood. However, the level of emotional attachment some individuals experience, especially when it feels more personal than intellectual, raises intriguing questions. Could the longing for another time and place be the soul's way of recalling past experiences? Whether or not these connections are rooted in past lives, they offer us an opportunity to explore deeper parts of ourselves. By embracing these interests, we can uncover new aspects of our identity and enrich our personal growth. But how do science and spirituality fit together in all of this? Are they really opposites, or can they complement one another to help us understand life's mysteries? At first glance, science and spirituality may seem to be in opposition. Science demands tangible evidence and measurable outcomes, while spirituality explores the unseen and the deeply personal. But what if these two perspectives aren't in conflict? What if they are different paths leading toward the same goal, understanding the nature of existence and our place in it? Science excels at uncovering the mechanics of the mind and body, offering explanations for phenomena like déjà vu and subconscious memories. On the other hand, spirituality explores meaning, addressing the why behind human experiences that science can't fully explain. Together, they provide a more holistic view of life. Consider the analogy of an iceberg. Science studies the visible tip, the measurable and observable world, while spirituality dives beneath the surface to explore the vast, hidden depths of the soul. Both perspectives are essential. Just as science explains how things work, spirituality helps us explore why we experience certain emotions, connections, or fears. By combining these approaches, we gain new tools for self-understanding. A person might use scientific techniques like journaling to track patterns in déjà vu experiences, while also practicing meditation or regression therapy to explore deeper spiritual meanings behind those patterns. This integration can lead to profound insights and healing. So instead of choosing between science and spirituality, why not embrace both? By recognizing the value of each, we expand our consciousness and open new doors to personal growth. Now that we've seen how these perspectives work together, let's take it one step further. How can understanding past lives help you find more meaning and purpose in this life? Understanding the possibility of past lives isn't just an interesting thought experiment. It can offer valuable insights into who you are today. Recognizing patterns, fears, or skills that may have roots in other lifetimes can provide clarity and a deeper sense of purpose. When you become aware of these connections, life's challenges start to feel less random and more meaningful. For example, identifying that a fear might stem from a past experience can empower you to address it from a place of curiosity rather than avoidance. Likewise, uncovering talents or affinities carried from past lives can inspire you to pursue paths that feel aligned with your soul's journey. This sense of alignment brings peace, helping you to live more authentically and intentionally. Journaling, meditation, and dream tracking are practical ways to start recognizing potential signs of past lives. By reflecting on recurring themes, whether in dreams, déjà vu experiences, or emotional triggers, you may uncover valuable clues about your soul's evolution. The goal isn't necessarily to prove past lives, but to explore them as tools for growth, self-discovery, and healing. The beauty of embracing both science and spirituality is that it gives you permission to look beyond the surface and ask deeper questions. Even if you don't have all the answers, the exploration itself can lead to personal transformation. After all, life isn't just about solving mysteries, it's about growing through them. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored today. We've explored the fascinating intersection of science and spirituality, diving into phenomena like déjà vu, xenoglossy, and unexplained fears. Whether these experiences are rooted in neuroscience, subconscious memories, or past lives, they offer us powerful insights into who we are. The journey of understanding doesn't end here, it's just the beginning. So, what's next for you? Will you start paying closer attention to the signs in your life? Perhaps track recurring dreams or those moments of déjà vu to see if they reveal anything deeper? If this video sparked your curiosity, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever felt connected to a past life? We'd love to hear your experiences, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next exploration into the mysteries of life and the universe. Thank you for watching, and remember, the more we explore, the more we awaken to who we truly are.